Well, I'm here 2 minutes late. That's all. Um, does the screen look blurry to you? It looks blurry to me. Let me put my glasses on. It probably won't look blurry, right? Oh, look at that. It's not blurry. It's me. I can't see. I believe I've done everything in my power to keep the distractions down, except for this. She hasn't come up to me all day. It's when I'm talking to somebody else. Hi, Beb. Hi, puppy. Hi, puppy. I know, but I'm busy. I know. Really bad busy. Okay. I know. I know. Gemma, everybody. Gemma. Gemma's hungry. That's what I didn't. That's what I forgot to do. Had to yell at Cameron to come and feed Gemma. Well, all of them, not just one of them, all of them. But we'll wait till everybody's here. Let me get rid of these flurries so I'm not playing with my hair all the time. It drives me nuts. I can't see. It's all blurry. It's a mirror image, so I really can't. Dogs are hungry. I did shut the door so they didn't bark. So there's that. I got my phone on, probably not mute. I got my water. I've prepared. I've prepared this day, except for feeding the dogs. Now, y'all, we got a lot to talk about today. Let me know you're here if you're here. There's 5 of you here. Who's here? Let me know you're here. Today, I really do want to talk a little bit about a bunch of stuff. That makes sense. I want to first really kind of touch on accountability. Um, that was a real rough one for me. Um, and it didn't feel good. But worse, it certainly couldn't have felt good to anybody that I had maybe said something or done something wrong or made mistakes or whatever the case is, how they felt with me not, um, hi Sharon, with me not being accountable or not acting accountable. Wait a minute. I don't know about acting accountable, being accountable. It's these flyaways, guys. They drive me nuts. And I sit here and I just self judge and they get in my way and I can't see. Um, but I'm leaving them because I really want to touch on this. See, self consciously putting it up there. I'm judging myself and it really doesn't matter, does it? Does this bother you? No. Then why does it bother me? I don't know. Human condition. Um, so um, it's real easy. It's real easy to be a victim in a lot of your stories. It was super easy to be a victim in mine. Um, in every circumstance, everything that's happened in my life, um, I'd spent no time in accountability and all the time in defense and just overlooking how everybody else could have been feeling in any of those situations. Um, and I've had to take a really long, hard, um, hello, Sandra, maybe Sandra and Alan, I don't know. Um, but see what I did? So, um, sort of transitioning out of victim mentality and into accountability took me years, long years, and I'm just now coming out the other side. Um, I take accountability for all the hurt that I've caused. I take accountability for all the mad and mean situations, all the anger, all the hurt, all the actions, um, and have to be in that energy of just being accountable and listening instead of interrupting and defending. Listening to how the other person feels about what happened to them, right? And a lot of us just don't understand that sometimes our actions, whatever they are, I mean, it could be putting the toilet paper back in the wrong direction. I don't know what right direction or wrong direction is. I don't know. But it could be anything, right? And I just want to have the type of soul, right, that is accountable. I'm accountable for my actions, and I know that, and I want to be, right? Um, some of them I don't want to be. Some of them I feel like I still need to provide an explanation, and spirit's telling me that I don't need to do that. My mind keeps on invading, and we've preached for years about thinking and feeling. So I do go into that feeling mode a lot more um, when it comes down to anything that's going on in family wise with family members or whatever. Just coming to coming to the other side of I don't feel the need to run from anything anymore. Um, I don't have to keep going back and keep going back. But if somebody else does, I need to allow them to feel and I'm really bad for that. And so I'm working on that. I'm working on that. Accountability's rough, y'all. It really is. I um it, it it's hard. It's hard. Um it's hard to not say but, it's really hard. Um anyway, enough rambling. No, that's not true. I'll be rambling on and on. I got the pendulum. I still don't have the camera. But now, um, I am going to. I am going to do some card readings. I got all the decks here. I've got the blue deck. I've got the white deck. I've got India's deck. Um, so I've got a couple other decks here that I don't work with very often. I'm gonna open them soon. Um, we'll see. Spirit hasn't really Spirit hasn't really guided me to open them too much yet. But I am doing card readings now. If you guys have been watching the show, you know that I'm working on something for Lee. Um, and all of the donations that come in through Cash App, I'm using to get Lee something very special that I can't really just go out and buy him because he would notice the money gone from the account, and I want it to be a surprise. So I'm saving up the little monies that I'm making in Cash App, and I'm going to get it for him. I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to get it for him. And I'll get pictures of y'all of him opening it and all that mess. And all that mess. And we've got a card reading here. And there we go. Card reading is for Jill. Jill. Hello, Jill. Watching Jill. Um, put my pendulums away. Um, Jill, I am going to pull from the blue deck for you, and I happen to know who you are. So I'm going to be able to put a little bit of energy into these cards for your situation. And for your situation, thank you so much for the Cash App. Um, we are one step closer to Lee getting his gift. And then I'm going to show y'all what he did. Um, I really am. I really am. All right. Where's she here? I had to fix them. You know, it's been a long day. I'm going to tell you why. Remember the Monday that we spent 5 hours at the dentist a few weeks ago? Did it again today. Lee had 2 root canals done. He's down in session right now. He's a trooper. He is a warrior. Um, I know he's been on here for years and years talking about how much of a warrior I am, how much of a fighter I am. He's just as much one. Down there doing a session with the double root canal today. And his appointment was at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we left there at 4:30. That happened. That happened. All right. If you watch, you know that this is the happy family card. And let me tell you what happened to the happy family card. The happy family card, I left out. And at the same time, my book too. And my bunny got a hold of it. You see the little bites? He was so precious. His name was Blue. And he ate my book. And there's a story behind. I almost got rid of the deck. I couldn't. Lee bought me another one. I couldn't open it because it was a big mess with spirit, but it's fine now. We worked it out. The happy family card is the number 4 card, right? And I'm gonna read you the. Get in here and read. Read. Okay, Jill. All right, Jill, the happy family card. The rainbow over this happy family portends a time of joy and celebration. Close connections are available, so don't overlook the fun and frivolity that a friend or family experience can bring. The value that you find in truly loving relative or friend brings a higher vibration to your life force. You may be distracted or busy, but remember to put this part of your life in the forefront of your priorities. If you're single, finding this card in your spread could indicate a potential meeting or perhaps relationship with someone who has children from a previous marriage. I'm going to finish reading the card. I just needed to take a break real quick because, and I, nobody knows you, so I'm going to go ahead and say it. So, this person that I'm reading this card for is in a blossoming relationship with the one she's connected to. And um, he has 4 children. And so, anyway, I'll finish in just a second. Or with someone who has children from a previous marriage. This ready made family might bring some challenges, but it could be your destiny in this lifetime. This card may also simply signify a celebration coming up, such as a wedding, anniversary, birthday party. Enjoy. Jill, it's time to enjoy. Um, Cracking my water. Oh, trying to turn it around. Water for the haters. Um, ah, what a neat card. What a neat card. I just have to tell everybody too, because Jill don't chat. Um, don't come in the chat room, but I know that she's watching. Um, Jill Jill was wondering a couple of days ago if this is her right path, considering um, considering that she was not able. And I know Jill, so I know she'll be okay with me talking to you about it. But she, due to really tragic circumstances, is not able to have children of her own. Um, so the one that she's connected to has children from a previous marriage, and he's widowed. So these four children need a mom, and she needs kids. And it's as if the universe just meshed them together. You need her, he needs you, and the love is so strong and so powerful. And and y'all, they are navigating through it beautifully, beautifully navigating through it. um I'm getting ready to put it up there. I know Jill, so she already knew it from last time, but I'll put it up right here right now. um and it's whatever donation you feel spirit's lot guiding you to. um let's see. I mean, you can use other platforms too if you want to PayPal or Venmo. That's fine. Just ask. But I'm going to post the Cash App because um, that's the one that I am saving up to get Lee his gift, and it's for his car. Except for right now, I'm a little perturbed, and you all know why. And if you don't, I'm about to tell you. And I'm not really perturbed, but anyway, let me finish typing this up. And I should have done this, but I was too busy getting the rest of my life together. Let's see. Okay. Here it is. Anybody have any questions? Um, Here it is. There it is. And I'll pin it. I'll pin it to the top, but I can't pin it until it moves up because there's emojis in the way and I can't pin it. Um, but anyway, so um, Jill, that card just anyway. It's funny because that card I don't pull very often, and you think I would because it's so dismantled or it's just so different from all the other cards. But I really do shuffle it like the rest of them, and I keep it in here, and you really can't tell when when you got it in a spread, right? You can't tell because that side of the card's good, or when you got it in a fan, not a spread. But anyway, that card just gave us, me and her both, a really big message on what we had talked about um, yesterday. And no, not yesterday. Ooh, that was this morning. Sorry, Jill. Sorry, this morning. It's been a long day at the dentist. I didn't even go in the dentist. I stayed in the car, in the truck. Ran over to Starbucks, got me a coffee, and then coffee made me had to go to the bathroom, so I had to go back over to Starbucks and go to the bathroom. And then um, I was thirsty, so I had to run over and get me some water. And then I'm looking at the clock and realizing that Cameron's about to get out of school at 2:30, and Lee's still not out. Um, but I didn't want to leave and him come out and me not be there. But I sent him a text, and I left and came back, and he still wasn't out. Cameron got out of school at 2:30. We sat there another 2 hours. Lee got out at 4:30. It was insane. However, let me tell you all what my husband. If you've seen my Facebook, you're going to know what I'm talking about, right? Um, but I asked my husband, um, and y'all don't tell him that I get on here and moan and bitch and complain because he already knows. He don't watch my show. especially all the way through. Like he says he can get through the first 5 or 10 minutes of it, but then he's got to go. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I don't know. Maybe it's my voice. Who knows? But I don't know. I don't know. But um, anyway, so I asked him, I didn't tell him, I asked my husband, can you please hang a camera right in the back? Um, our backyard's sort of open. There's a road back there, and we're in a subdivision for now, until we figure it out. We figured it out. We're just not putting it out. Does that make sense? Anyway, um, I have a couple really healthy medicinal plants in my backyard. And you know what? If somebody comes and cuts them down, they come and cut them down. I'm not gonna be upset. However, I would like to know who it is that did it. And so I asked him to put a camera back there, and a security light. So if there's anybody comes near the plants, the bright light comes on. And nothing goes woo yet, but the light comes on, and the camera's going. And so yesterday, the alert goes off when we have um, a camera up. So I was like, whoa, that was fast. He got that thing up quick. Let me see what kind of angle he got. Y'all, y'all, y'all. Hold on. Let me show you. I'm going to show you what my husband did. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you where he put the camera. He put the camera in the garage on his car. And of course, you know what else I didn't prepare for? A low battery. But I do have a cord. So, did y'all see that? Did y'all see what that man did? Well, he did say he's going to put my camera up back there. That's not an outdoor camera, that's an indoor camera, and he had an extra one, so that's what he put it on. I don't know about all that. Do y'all buy that? I want y'all opinion. Do you all buy that? We're gonna see. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Let's see what happens here. I'm gonna pin this message. Realize that me trying to blame myself for things going wrong was me making an excuse for not staying in my pain, believing and thinking would get rid of pain, and I feel better now. How do you deal with blame? Self blame. Self blame was rough. Um, because it came along with self judgment, um, big time self judgment, um, and I feel down deep in my core, if I was being judged for who I am now, um, gosh, my life would be beautiful, right? Um, it seems like I'm always judged for what happened before, right? And I've just grown and learned and taught and grew and grew and grew. What do the kids call it? Woke and woked. But the self blame. At first, I was like, I'm not going to blame myself for. And then I went through a period of a few years where it was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Where was my head at? Why did these things happen? You're such a horrible person. You're just not the person that you feel you are, Sherry. You're just a bad person. And the more and more and more that, any, and when I'm saying people, I'm pretty much referring to family and even close friends back then, but family, most, being honest, family. Um, just, I don't know if they're stuck. Um, but I would just wear myself out and beat myself up when I was younger and being sexually abused, nightly, daily. Um, I went through all kinds of self blame, all kinds of self judgment. Like, why? I'm a tough girl. Why am I not fighting back? Why am I not saying anything? And the second I would start to, and then his threat would come through, and he would yell for my sister, and my sister would come in the room, and he would say, and then at that point in time, I was like, no, 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 never mind, never mind. And at that point in time, I feel like I was allowing it to happen. I was allowing him to rape me, and that self talk, that self judgment, that self hate, right, was so big in me. And as many people would tell me, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It wasn't your fault. You couldn't have told me that. I needed to learn that. And it was big. Do I blame myself still for things? Sometimes I do. Um, I feel like I get 10 steps forward and somebody picks me up and puts me back and drops me back. And I've moved on from that area, right? I've grown, and I'm not even the same person I used to be. Um, and I'm now taking accountability for the damage that I caused, and the pain I caused so many people. Um, and am I still hurt? Oh man, I am. I really am. But I every day just build myself up. Lee builds me up, and I build myself up. I know what happened to me when I was younger wasn't my fault. I also know that I didn't have to take the path that I took um, when I was younger, right? I didn't have to do a lot of the things that I did. I didn't know any better. Um, I became an escort for a few years, and all I knew was my body was a commodity, and I haven't had the prize winning body, right? But there's a market for anything, and um, I was told that. I was told that and taught that when I was Jesus, a girl, a teenager, and I believed it. I believed that my body was a commodity, that I had it, that it was a. I was told once that my mouth could make me some money. And at that point in time, I was like, I don't understand what he said. Maybe being an actor or speaking to people or singing or talking to somebody, that's not what he meant. And when I was old enough to figure it out, it was too late, you know? Um, I love myself now. And that took a long time, but I do. And I don't blame myself for what happened to me. A lot of times I'm in forgiveness on what I did, right? On a lot of the things that I did, a lot of the things that I did when I was younger. Um, Taking responsibility and speaking it. I take responsibility for everything I've done, and that helps the blame. There can't be any blame if I'm accepting the responsibility. I don't feel the blame anymore, right? I'm not accepting responsibility on what happened to me when I was younger. I couldn't help that. That wasn't anything that I could control. Um, and it happened at such a young age, it couldn't have been my fault, right? A lot of the circumstances that led up to me being an adult and making really shitty decisions and shitty mistakes, right? Um, I I feel I feel like there are so many parts involved. Um, I blame my stepfather for a lot of the issues. I blame him for me being a control freak. I blamed him for me being sexually promiscuous. I blamed him for um, taking my innocence, stealing my virginity from me. There's so many things, right? That it's not my fault. It wasn't my fault. It just wasn't my fault. But I didn't have to rebel or act in other ways I knew weren't I knew weren't right. And I hurt people. And I hurt a lot of people. And I'm sorry for that. That helps me with the self blame. It just helps. Um, just just accepting the fact that it happened, that I did it, and did I do everything everybody says I did? Nope, I didn't. I didn't. But that's not for me to. That's not for me to make anybody understand. It's not. Um, yeah, it's not. It's not. Um, let's sure. Let's sure. When I saw the came reported to Scar, Andrea, can you believe it? Um, look, we're not rich folks over here. Um, it's not a super expensive car. I call her my sister wife because I'm pretty sure Lee feels like he's connected to her. To her, believe it or not, to her. Um, he, he loves her, and that's all. And I have a sister wife that doesn't help me cook or clean. Anyway, yeah, yeah, that's what he did. That's what he did. I tell a story every week on what we did. He's gonna go back and watch this and be like, "I did that? What the hell?" Oh, it is hurtful when others don't see the change that you've made within you. Girl, girl. Whew. It's hard for me. It's hard for me. But again, it's not my place to try to prove anything. I know what I feel inside, and I know the changes that I've made, and I know how I feel, and I know the type of person I am. And you know, if somebody doesn't want to be a part of my life, I'm a great person, man. I'll do anything for anybody, and I'm not building myself up. I just know that I'm a good person. Um, and I don't have to prove that. I don't have to prove it. And it does hurt. It does hurt when people don't see the change or want to believe the change, right? I was a rebellious kid, man. I was doing shit. I was out jumping trains and acting up, and I was the black sheep of the family. And, I lied about everything. I stole shit. I didn't steal much, but I did steal some shit, right? When I was a kid, I think I was in high school. I don't remember the circumstances because I was taking Xanaxes or something. I don't remember what I was doing in high school. It was a big blur, a big blur. But it does hurt. It does hurt when somebody sees it, don't see it, or they don't believe that you've made any changes or that you've done any inner work, and haven't talked to you in years, and they still, now she'll never change, type of thing. And I didn't need to change for anybody. That was the big thing with me. I didn't need to change to impress anybody. I needed to change because I was driving myself nuts. I was making myself insane, and I was doing horrible things to myself. Right? I'm escorting. I was out selling sexual favors, and yeah, it was ugly. Right? It was ugly. Um, I can totally relate to that Tim's 10 steps back idea. But we go back and we remember we aren't the same person that was there before. Man, true. Like, just a couple months ago, family stormed an Airbnb we were staying in, and somebody had did a witch hunt, and pulled up some paperwork from 20 years ago. And it was the preliminary paperwork, right? It wasn't the facts. And even in the report, it I went, it was the first time I saw it, so I was shocked. But going through it with Lee and seeing everything that I was saying was happening on that paper, on those papers. And what was happening is they were reading all of the horrible things that they'd said I'd done, but they were getting enraged and hurt so much that they overlooked the part in those very papers, that said it was proven that didn't happen. It was proven that wasn't it. It was proven it wasn't this. But they didn't get there, right? So I felt it was my job to say, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I did do that. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I did do that. I didn't do that. And if you keep reading, it'll tell you why, or show you that I didn't do that. It says right there. But nobody wanted to see that. Nobody wants to see that, right? It's a big judgment of what I was, not who I am. Not who I am. And it's painful being judged for who you were and not who you are. It's painful. However, those are consequences that I have to suffer because I made some really big mistakes. So I have to suffer pretty big consequences. I have suffered a lot of karma. The karma's over. It's been over. It's been over for years. And just like I said, it's 10 steps forward, and oh no, you're back here. You're back here. And I'm like, I don't even know who this person is. Who is that? And why is she doing that? But anyway, I got a little emotional there. Sorry about that. It's clearly painful, right? It hurts. It hurts because they think they're punishing you, and they're not. They're punishing innocent people. Oh boy. She said men are like that with cars sometimes. Girl, him in this car. Um, I feel like if it was comfortable enough for him to sleep with her, in her, oh, that's bad. Sleep with her. Sleep inside the car. How about that? Then he would. He would. I mean, every now and then he would want me to come in there and sleep in there with him, but car's uncomfortable. I'm not sleeping in there. I'm not doing it. So anyway, what's going on with the energies? Let me tell you. So yeah. We're still in Mercury retrograde, correct? Everybody? I'm not 100% sure. Um, we're still in retrograde. Mercury retrograde. Now, let me tell you a little secret. A few years ago, Lee and I would be like, okay, retrogrades this time, this time, this time, this time, this time. We would put it on the calendar. And I thought, you know what? This is shit. This is some shit that we like dread all the time. We like dread it. Dread it. And then all kinds of shitty things happen. What happened if we didn't dread it? What happened if we embraced it? What would happen if we switched the energy? And I did. And now we look forward to it. Now we prosper in retrograde. We just, for the lack of better terms, made it go backwards, right? Retrograde. Retrograde. It's a full moon too. Yep. Um, what'd she say? I felt like contacting my Oh, Ivana. I don't know your story, but um, um, if you're feeling in your soul you shouldn't, if there's something there that's telling you you shouldn't, but a feeling that you want to, always follow your gut. But if your intuition's telling you it's time, then it's time. It's time. Um, I used to be criticized by my family my whole life because of my undiagnosed ADHD, possible mild autism spectrum disorder. Now that I told my family, I think they have that they. Oh, now I told my family, I think they act like they don't believe me. Um, that's that's interesting, Andrea, because it's I got you a card reading. Um, is it Yaz? It's Yazima. Yasima? Is that right? Yasima? Um, I'm gonna pull you a card. Um, let's see. Let's see. Okay. Anyway, let me pull her card. It is Saturn's in retrograde, I believe. Yeah. Um, it's been our longest separation, 3 years now, and now I'm not sure if he married his karmic. I feel the pull to see him. Does he live close? Is he with somebody else? Um, like, what's the story there? What's the story there? What's the story there? Um, all right. Let me see here. All right. I just have to take my. Sometimes y'all just don't be knowing what I be doing over here, and I guess I should tell you. Just be taking my selenite stick and cleansing my cards. Right? Got to do what you got to do. Got to do what you got to do. It's pronounced as it looks. She, as in the word she. Yashima. Yashima. Oh, I see it. Awesome. I see it. Right. Pull these cards around. Here we go. Yvonne, Yvonne, I love it. I'm coming. Save her. Save her. All right. Yashima. Yashima. I love that name. You got the number 48 card, the Angel of Balance. The Angel of Balance. I don't know what's going on with you, but let's see what the cards say. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I'd love to go to Croatia. I'm telling you, I have a friend I used to talk to all the time, and her family has a place in Croatia, and her dad's real partial to it down there. And I saw some pictures, and um, wow, it is beautiful. You got the number 48 card, Yashima. Um, the Angel of Balance, and it was upright, by the way. Okay. I was just reading. All right, here we go. The angel balance. This loving presence holds a pitcher of liquid light in front of the pyramids. Let me get it closer. Reminding you that a strong destiny relies on a solid foundation of personal balance and emotional. Ooh, there's a word. I'm going to read it too. Equanimity. There it is. Equanimity. I'm going to read it again. A solid foundation of personal balance and emotional equanimity. Although things may not have been out of sync in the past, this card is telling you that a greater equilibrium is now coming to your life. Remain conscious about how you are balancing your goals and your physical and emotional energy as well. Whenever you feel yourself getting off center or losing focus, call upon this beautiful angel and bring her intention into your heart center. Your intuition will lead you into the right direction, and the angel will guide you to a peaceful and centered approach. I read that card and I remembered something I was going through last week. Um, you know, we had something going on last week, and it was pretty stressful. And Lee never wavered. His faith never wavered. It never wavered. Mine did. And I'm driving in the car, and I'm driving in the car, and I turn the radio off, and I just start screaming to spirit. And I called in my angels, and I called in my spirit guides, and I called in all of it. I just called it in. And I talked to them as if they were just sitting there and I was speaking to a room of people. And I got raw, and I was crying, and I said, I don't normally waver in my faith as much as I have been now. And we need you, and we need you really bad. And I need you. And I'm talking to my spirit guides like they're human. I do that. I do it all the time. I think I've told you that before. And I said, spirit, I need you. And you've told me before that you would always be there, and that you're always here to protect me. Well, I need you. And I called on them, and I asked them for specific things that Lee and I was intending to manifest. We were trying to manifest. And Thursday or Friday, I don't know, the angels let loose, and they made it happen, and the problem got solved. There was a solution that came, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Well, hey, Kales. I feel universe is pushing me to make a decision, and both my decisions sucks. I'm in survival mode and can't listen to my instincts. Sylvia. You've I've got another card reading. I'll get to that in just a second. Sylvia. Survival mode. Been there, and I'm there quite often. I go back. I love it. I don't know why. And it could be any, even with this big family matters going on in our lives. There's so much going on in the physical world that it's sometimes even hard to pick up on intuition. I completely understand that. I also have been in and completely understand a spiritual field in which you go into survival mode or flight or fight mode, right? Um, I do a lot of chakra clearing, and I know that the root chakra, um, if it gets out of balance, right, we're gonna, or what we say, oh, there's a word for it. It's escaped me. Um, this is the analogy that I use when I talk about the chakra system. I want to make it super, super, super simple for those of you who kind of aren't, um, or doesn't really know what it is, right? You've heard the words over and over again. You kind of get the main concept, but let me throw it out real like elementary because I needed it that way. I really kind of the colors, right? I kind of analogize these, little pinwheels that you blow, right? And they go around in circles, right? I analogize that in all the chakras, right? Um, what happens if you stick a pencil in one of those pinwheels while it's spinning? It's going to stop, right? Um, and same way with a bicycle tire going around and around. You stick a heavy enough stick in that tire, and you're not going to be on the bike very much longer, right? So I know that it's obviously an analogy, right? But when one or two of my pinwheels are out of balance or stuck, right? Um, what is it that got me there? What is it that got me in the stuck energy in the first place, right? And then um, resolving that in here. This is going to make you not understand what your intuition's telling you. Your intuition's going to be um, interfered with this here, right? So we have to dial it back and feel where's the block. Where am I blocked, right? I don't know a whole lot about the chakra system. I know a lot about it, but I don't know everything about it. Um, and I know that if my solar plexus is stuck, I'm out of balance. I feel like I'm losing my power, and then I get activated because I've been without my power before and had to withstand whatever that person was going to overpower me with. And so, I have this I'll never, ever, ever allow anybody to have power over me ever again type of thing. Um, and then I still feel stuck, right? Um, balance, balance, balance. It seems to be big today for some reason. Balance, balance, balance. Um, balance yourself. And I've got to pull a card for Misty. Misty is here. And then I've got Jason on the line. I'm going to pull a card for Jason. This one's Misty. I feel spirit real strong telling me to use the white deck. So I'm using the white deck for Misty. And, Misty is a cousin of mine. And she's watching and she's not in the chat room. And she just sent a cash app for a reading. And I'm excited for her as she just had a wonderful wedding. And they went to Aruba and they got married. And she just found out yesterday that she has a baby on the way. So congratulations, Misty. Congratulations, Todd. And can't wait for the little pumpkin to come. I pulled you the number 14 card, the family tree card. The family tree card. Family tree right there. See it? The family tree card. Number 14 for Misty. Excuse me. This tree represents the lineage of a family with a baby and swaddling hanging from one branch and a couple standing under another. This signifies an expansion of your family, perhaps through a marriage, the coming of a child, or both. It could also herald an increase in family celebrations or connections with close friends. A reunion, a wedding, or some holiday gathering may be coming up. Whether it's a big personal change, such as the birth of a child, or a shared event like a birthday party, Misty, let yourself welcome the experience. Embrace a growing sense of family with your friends as well. The love that you bring to each relationship is part of your energetic legacy now and for generations to come. Oh, cool card. Cool card. Cool card. Let's see here what we got. If you can resist making a decision while in survival, then yeah, try to wait for sure. Meditate every day and see what truth you find. I decided I need to decide tomorrow which country I should move in. I have to make a decision tomorrow. Okay, Sylvia. Um, what countries do you have to choose from? I've realized this past year that we can create power in us. We can create all the power in us. We can change the world, right? We can change the world. We could. I only say that because there's a song by Leilani Wolfgram, and it's when it changed the world, we could. And we could. Right? We could. I'm sorry, Jason, I'm pulling your card. Let me get my cards shuffled here. Oh, goodness. All right. Ooh, Jason, I've pulled you the number 2 attachment card. Attachment. Oh, that's backwards. Your typos don't bother me, Andrea. I've got speakos. Longing and desperation. 2 attachment. And it was upright. Attachment. The number 2 card. There's a lot of spider webs on there. I was listening to No Doubt the other day. Lee doesn't care for Gwen's voice. I love it. All right. Jason. The woman on this card is caught in a web of longing and need. The threads that bind her are her desperate needs for love, money, or success. Obsessive longing is keeping her stuck, unable to move in any desired direction. In fact, as she reaches up to grab a diamond in the web, she gets even more caught up. This card brings a warning. Jason, are you listening? Don't poison your present joy with the misery of desperation. There's not just one thing that can make you happy. Surrender your chronic longing and choose to create feelings of happiness and self-acceptance now. This release of attachment allows you to calmly work on your intentions while leaving an appreciation of the present. Perceive the value already in your life, and you'll attract increasingly happy experiences, including the ones you long for now. Take action towards your goals and focus on the present joys and blessings, Jason. Focus on the present joys and blessings. Super important. All the time, I think I forget, and I'm always talking to my angels. I'm always talking to my spirit guides. But there is one thing that I do every single day without fail. And I thank the universe. I thank God. I thank the angels, and I thank Spirit for giving me this second chance of life after my liver transplant. I was so close to death. And I thank my donor. I thank my donor's family every day. I don't know them. I don't know who they are, but I speak it out loud. And sometimes I'll forget, like, did I thank my donor today? And it doesn't matter. I'll thank him again. My donor's no longer here, obviously. They lost their life. And by making a decision, whether it was at the driver's bureau or wherever it was, they made a decision that once they were gone, that they could take their organs and tissue out of their body and put it in other people's bodies to save their lives. And I was the recipient of that person's liver. And one person can save up to 8 lives. And that's something that I'm very grateful for and very appreciative of. And I'll never not be grateful and thankful for that blessing in the present moment, right? Always. I'm able to be here, sitting here, doing this live with you guys and talking to you guys because of that person. Because that person made a selfless decision. Selfless decision. Selfless, guys. Selfless. Selfless. So being grateful and thankful in my everyday vocabulary, because it has to be. It has to be. And it brings emotion, right? We can change the world if we can remember to stay present and not be distracted in thought. You're so right, Andrea. You know, oh God, you're so right. God, staying out of here, oh, it's hard. It's hard. I do it, Jason. I do it, right? I forget all the time. And here's the interesting thing. I forget sometimes to enjoy life, right? Just like last week was so stressful, y'all. And it didn't need to be. Our minds made it even worse, right? It was so stressful. Um that a lot of times we overlook the fact that there are so many blessings around us, right? So many blessings here. You know, not only did I survive the liver transplant, I also survived the fire, right? There was an explosion in our home. Um, uh, May the 6th, and I blew myself up. And I burned our home down. Talk about guilt, right? You want to talk about guilt? I've healed guilt and added guilt. Um, Gosh, that was hard. That was hard to get over. But I knew that I wanted to catch it. I knew that I wanted to catch it because I was coming out of the hospital and thinking, you know what, I'm I'm not gonna feel bad over this. And that was a lie. I, I I felt horrible. I could have killed my whole family. I killed a pet. Um, and I take full responsibility and blame. But even with the fire, I forgot to enjoy the fact that my nose, my nose is just itching me to death. And don't think I'm rubbing it, because I'll get a message that says, "Oh, are you doing cocaine?" That happened about 5 or 6 years ago. No, longer than that, maybe 10 years ago. I don't know. But we got a message saying something about how much cocaine do I snort, because I'm always wiping my nose. I'm always crying. Could you imagine if I was doing cocaine? God, y'all don't imagine Sherry on cocaine. But oh, woo, Lord, the house would be clean, and I'd be skinny. Not skinny. House ain't clean. It's fine. It's all fine. Oh man, Andrea. Um, same, same. Um, and we all don't we all have some sort of I believe we all have some sort of form of ADD, I or ADHD, whatever it is. I believe we all have some form of it. And it's itching, my nose is itching, I'm a hot mess. Um, but yeah, Andrea, it's yes, I'll sign this Declaration of Independence. Ice cream. Yeah. Yes, I'll sign this $1 million check that we won in the lottery. A car? What? What kind of car? Yeah. A marijuana field? Where? Where? I love the marijuana fields, y'all. Let me tell you, we've been to the farm twice since we talked to you last. Twice. We just got back on Wednesday, and y'all, that farm is so peaceful, and it's so clearing for me. I try to get out there by myself before Lee follows me for at least a minute or two, just so I can breathe and take it in, and just really um be talk to spirit. Why wouldn't spirit be in a big marijuana field? It I felt it. I felt it. Itchy nose equals truth message just said or about to be said. Oh, really? I didn't know that. You didn't kill anything, Sherry. You didn't mean to. And I know that. I mean, I know that. I know that. I do know that. Um, I do know that. Oh God, but my heart broke over that little guy. And look, for all that you who don't know, we lost a little baby fox in that fire, and he was only 6 weeks old. We got him at 5 weeks old. With foxes, you kind of have to get them at that age if you're gonna. They're fourth generation domesticated. It's not like I'm taking a wild animal and you right. Um, Parents were rescued from a fur farm type of thing. I mean, anyway, we are going to we're going to revisit the fox thing in the spring, and I'll get a hold of the lady, the breeder who got us the last one. We'll get a brother or sister. Hopefully that she has a litter in the spring. I'm gonna find out, but we'll revisit it in the spring. But thank you, Jason. But I've come to peace with that. It was hard to come to peace with that, but it came to peace with I came to peace with that. It was a big deal, right? It was a big deal. Um, but again, we're through it. We're on the other side. I don't even know. Okay, we're on the other side. That was the fire was May the 6th. It is now August, I think the 18th, and we have transitioned into our the next step in our journey to this home, and we love it here. We absolutely love it here. Um, we're at peace, and the trauma of it will probably be here for a while. I have talked to somebody uh, up at our transplant office. We have a social worker. She's a counselor as well, and a lot of times after my transplant, I felt the need to talk to her there's not very many people that you can talk to about the circumstances that come around a transplant, like, for instance, survivor's guilt, right? I'm alive because somebody died, really kind of messes with this. And when this gets messed with, it'll mess with everything else. So yeah, I've talked to her quite often. Probably her. I'm probably her because we now talk back and forth like really deep things. And I've even said some things that made sense to her that has caused her to see things differently, and vice versa. So it's a really cool connection that the universe has put me in with. And um I actually enjoy talking to her. um let's see. Hey Sherry, at any point on your journey did you think Lee wasn't your other self? And how did the universe redirect you or make it obvious, show you? um I've got to tell her that I'm in a lie, because she'll keep being she's bringing it. Let's see. Okay. um I'm trying to count. I'm trying to count, and I can't. um there's been so many times. Here's the difference. Here's the difference, Rich. Here's the difference. Every single time it was this telling me that he wasn't. This, my soul never wavered. Not one time. My soul knew the second I saw him, the second I saw him, the second I saw him. I don't know how much you've watched of our story, but I analogize this box inside of me, just inside of me. And there have been times that the lid's lifted off the box, but inside the box is my big love. And there's been times that lids have been lifted off the box, but that it's shut back. When I laid eyes, I'm telling you right now, as I shut my eyes and talk to you, I see the image. I see it. We're in a parking lot. He's leaning on the back of his car. He's got one leg or one foot up on the bumper, right? He's looking at me. One knee's bent back and the foot's up on the bumper. He's wearing black pants, a white shirt, and a light blue dress shirt, right? He had on a black belt, black shoes. He was leaning up against his maroon car, Lexus, I think. I'll never forget it. The image is engraved in my brain. The very second I laid eyes on him, the lid on that box flew open, and it has never closed. Not one time. Never, ever. The lid's gone. Now, let me say this. There have been times that me and Lee have been in separation. We've both seen other people, and we've come back together and realized that, oh, we are connected. So many times my brain said, nope, nope, nope. My brain said, maybe this is your karma, Sherry. Maybe your big love will come into your life and be snatched from you. And I know now that's not the case. I know for a fact that Lee's the one I'm connected to. And does that mean Lee and I have to be together forever? Nope, it don't. You know what I mean? There are circumstances. Should Lee be laying his hands on me, I wouldn't be anywhere near him, right? That doesn't mean we're not connected. Just means we don't have to be together, right? He doesn't. He never would, and he never will. Lee's an amazing man and an upstanding guy, and he's loyal to a fault. He's amazing. He's loving. He's kind. He's generous. And in my eyes, he's a saint. Does it get annoying sometimes? Yeah. Does he drive me nuts sometimes? Of course. We live in the same house. Um, do I get upset over whiskers in the sink? No, he's got his own sink. He can live like a caveman if he wants to. Um, sometimes he walks in the room and I'm like, yep, you're getting on my nerves. All it takes is a couple hours of regrouping and coming back together. We know we're connected. But yeah, I'm not going to lie and say that there wasn't times that I thought that we weren't, but I knew that we were. Hope that helped. And how did the universe redirect you or make it obvious? So many times. So many times. Still to this day. There's signs. There's so many things. It really took just looking into his eyes. That's all. That's all. I let this girl go. I was so sure, but now I don't know who she is because of so much deception. She could be the love of my life. I can't see it anymore. Rich, um, are you guys in the same city? Are you in the same town? Do you speak? Do you communicate with her? What is her situation? Like, brief me real quick. Brief me because I really want to help you because I chased Lee away so much. I pushed him away so much. Sometimes I still do, right? Sometimes I still push him away. Um, so many times I did push him away, push him out of my life. You know, I was severely sexually abused when I was growing up. So I had the loved after that when I left home to be with a man who's 7 years older than me, who is very physically abusive. Now I wasn't hit on every single day, but there were numerous incidences, not numerous incidences that ended me up with a black eye or an egg on my head or bruises or I mean throughout our marriage at least I don't know once every 6 months I was in fetal position on the floor getting kicked and hit. Um so coming out of that and coming out of sexual abuse and coming out of physical abuse um I associated pain and hurt with love. And if I wasn't getting hurt, I wasn't being loved. Now I'm going to say this. Throughout the marriage that I was physically abused in, I have seen the pattern of what my part was. Now I know, before I say this, I know, and I believe that nobody should put their hands on anybody else. I don't agree with it. I don't condone that. Nobody should be hitting. Abuse is not okay in any way, shape, or form. I want to put that out there. However, I know that if I wasn't feeling love, now this took a lot of healing, guys. This took a lot of healing and a lot of learning. It took a lot for me to understand this. Um, if I was feeling unloved, if I was feeling like I needed just some affection, by the way, this was all unconscious. This is not something I was doing on purpose. This is not something I was doing intentionally. It just was natural, right? I was feeling unloved or feeling lonely in any way, shape, or form. Then I would get nitpicky. Then it would get to the point where we were drinking. And then I would not stop. I wouldn't stop. I would keep on and keep on and keep on and keep on and keep on until he got so angry that we were fighting. And then I would go down the floor and it just in fetal position. And then the interesting thing was the next day or the next 3 or 4 days, it was flowers and I love yous and I'll never let this happen again. And I can't believe I did this. And I'm so sorry. And it was beautiful to me. Is this grainy? Is this grainy? Does this look grainy to you guys or is it just me? It looks really grainy to me and I don't know why. Huh. Anyway, um, yes, same city, no communication. We are both women. Last time I reached out, she said she don't want to be friends. I self-taught myself to be feminine when I'm really a teenage boy. As for her, she learned toxic masculine behavior, and the whole time I thought I was the feminine, which we both are, right? Yep. But now I think she is the true feminine because in my head I see her in makeup and dresses, and she is not that in 3D. No, no, no. I'm glad you splurged so much. So okay. Um, did she ask you to be more feminine? Is that what she needed? Have you been together? Have you had a relationship? Is this an ex? I'm vested in this. I don't know why. I am. Do tell. And while he finishes up, because I want to know more before I go. By the way, I'm still doing card readings. If you want a card reading, I'm really trying to get Lee this thing for his car. So if you want a card reading, any donation will help. Any donation will help. I'm really trying to get the man the thing he wants, but he doesn't know. Anyway, um, I I was gonna pull from the white deck. I've got a real quick not real quick, but a card reading. Oh wait a minute. It's not a card reading. She wants me to use my pendulum. I can use it, and she's got a specific question, and I'm going to ask the specific question, and it's about her job, and she wants to know if she's going to be getting that promotion, and she's got a meeting in the morning. So I'm going to find my Shiva Lingam pendulum, and I'm going to use that. Um, which probably isn't true because it's not here. Huh. I don't know where she's at. All right. Well, that means it's not for me to use at the moment because it's not here. So I am going to use my Bumblebee one. I have a question about this, by the way. I have some great pendulums, but this one's my favorite one. I don't know if I can pull this down to see. I can try, but it doesn't really look like it, right? It doesn't really look like I can. But I know her and she trusts me, and I'm not going. Shoot, I really wish you guys could see this. I'm gonna figure this out where you guys can see this. But anyway, I'm gonna ask my pendulum. I'm gonna keep it still. There we go. And we're gonna ask our pendulum about your job and about this promotion. Oh, we're getting circles. It's I don't want to say thinking because it doesn't think, right? I am getting your answer as a wild yes. A wild yes. A wild yes. A wild yes. Just gonna let it keep going. Keep going. It's a wild yes. And not only Spirit's Audible right now, not only are you going to get the promotion in the morning, you're getting a new office and you're getting a raise. And I double dog dare you to come here on Monday night and let everybody know that it did happen. I know it did. I feel a lot like lesbians think there is a need for masculine role. But yes, when we were together, she kind of forced me out of my masculine because of control. But like I said, I really let go and gave up because I got lost in my head. And my heart kind of lost what it once felt. I won't know until I see her as herself again. What do you mean by seeing her as herself? Is she wearing, and I'm saying this figuratively, is she wearing a costume? Let's just use the word costume. Shield. Is she wearing a shroud? Is she covering up something, or is she hiding from something? Um, can you tell me that? Can you tell me that? Can you? Um, right now she's masking with the stud look. Ah, okay, so she is masking. So listen, this is what I'm feeling, and spirit's really strong right now. For some reason, when I picked up that pendulum, um, it felt really powerful. Um, um, you know what? Spirit's really telling me that she's really trying to figure it out. She's really trying to figure herself out. Has she ever told you that sometimes she don't even know if she's gay, but she knows she is? Does that make sense? I don't even know if that makes sense, but anyway, I'm spilling out words. But I just feel like she's really trying to find out who she is and figure it out. And she doesn't know the role that she's playing, or she doesn't know the role that she's supposed to play, not understanding that there are no roles to play. So she's trying to figure out in her brain, and that's just not the place to try to figure it out, right? There's no figuring out in the soul. Soul figures it out for you. It's got all the answers. We don't know how to tap into it. But she's really struggling to find herself. Here's your job. Your job obviously is to hold space. However, I really feel like maybe you should contact her. Are you not in contact? You're not in contact. I don't want you to like go over there or call her. I like you to send her something really subtle, really cute, maybe, or funny. Does that make sense? Not anything romantic or sexual in any way, or gay or in any way. Like, I say that because my cousin's watching, and and her wife are always getting on me. But anyway, they they struggle with the role too. They struggle with the, and I think you're right. I feel you're right. You're right about role struggling, right? There are no roles in this connection. That's the weird thing, right? Um, I'm telling you what, Lee could come to me tomorrow and say, I I'd like to be a woman. You can come down, buddy. A 16-year-old son walks down the steps like, am I supposed to be down here? But anyway, I remember many arguments where they're fighting over who's supposed to be doing what, right? Because we're taught all these traditional ways to be, right? Well, then when you put two women in the house together, two men in the house together, you have to you feel you have to learn these roles on who's going to do what. It's super annoying to you, but to me, when I'm talking to my cousins, I'm just like, you guys are cracking me up because there are no roles. Like Lee and I don't even have any roles here. Um, we just do everything. We do it all together, and that's connection. You do it all together anyway. You mesh together. There's a balance of masculine and feminine energy, and it's not Lee's the masculine energy and I'm the feminine energy. I promise you, if it was one way or another, it would be the other way around. I carry mostly masculine energy and he carries mostly feminine energy. But when we are balanced, we're balanced in our own feminine and masculine energies. I'm balanced, he's balanced. When we come together, we're balanced. Balance has nothing to do with sexuality. It has nothing to do with your sexual orientation. It just doesn't. Balance is balance. Connection is connection. And if you stop putting rules on it, right? And stop trying to play a role and just be who you are all the time, right? Things tend to work out. Things tend to come together. Things tend to make an appearance. And it's hard for that. Um, even in a male and female relationship, it's almost standard, right? The woman does the dishes, the woman does the laundry, the man works on the car and works in the garage. And that's not the case here. Lee and I are very balanced in housework and laundry and cooking and everything. That's connection and balance and connection. Do we sometimes falter? Do we sometimes fall a little out of balance? Yep. Have we fallen a lot out of balance? Well, yeah, a lot of times. We've been in a 2-year separation. We've been in a 6-month separation. We've been in a separation where he's moved on and I've moved on. But that's I was going on and on. Look at me over here, an hour and a half, because I knew that Lee had an 8 o'clock appointment. When Lee and I communicate and we're communicating well, right? I'm not on here bitching at 7:15 why my husband's not upstairs from work. He lets me know I've got an 8 o'clock. I've got a 7 o'clock. I don't have an 8 o'clock. I'll be up at 7. Cool. So I knew he had an 8 o'clock. So I'm not down here bitching about why he's still down there. Or up here bitching. I'm up here. Last time I reached out, she said you didn't respect my wishes. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk to me or be my friend. She said she was with somebody. Ah, okay. That changes things a little bit. That changes things a little bit. So respect her wishes and don't communicate with her at this point. Don't initiate communication. Hold space while you're talking to spirit and going in and working on things that you need to work on. And hold the space and just feel blessed that she's working on herself, whether it be by herself or with somebody else. It's none of your business right now, right? Feel blessed in the fact that she's doing some self work. And in the meantime, and what I mean by self work, you may be sitting there thinking she's not doing any self work. Well, you don't know that. And there's multiple ways to do self work, right? You don't know if she's watching, reading, meditating, nothing. You don't know, right? You don't know if she picked it up yesterday or if she's been doing it all her whole life and just didn't say anything. Just know that she's going through things too. And if she's the one you're connected to, right? You're the image she'll have in her head. Even when I was with other people, Lee was always there, always there, always there, always there, always there, always there. No matter what direction I went in, Lee was there, even though he wasn't physically there. And there's no other way to describe the fact that he was with me, even when he wasn't physically with me. Hope that makes sense. It's getting dark. It's getting dark. I'm going to go soon. Okay. All right. I've been on here a whole hour and 33 minutes. Listen, Lee and I both are doing things, and we're doing things together as well. If you would like sessions with Lee and I together, email. You want to talk to Lee, and you want to talk to me, then Lee, then me, then Lee, then me. We've got people that do that, and it works out wonderfully. Excuse me. We have people that talk to us together and talk to us separately. It's completely up to you. We're still doing root camp. We're no longer doing free 30 minutes. unless we're having a special. But for the next 24 hours, and Lee doesn't know I'm doing this, he'll figure it out when he comes upstairs because I'll tell him. We will do a free 30-minute if you send an email, right? And in the subject line, you put, I'm going to think of something. You put connection. There it is. Connection. You put connection in the subject line, right? And send us a quick email about your story. Be brief. Please be brief because we get hundreds and hundreds of emails. And if it's too long, we're going to save it for later and we may not get back to it. And for the next 24 hours, if any of you guys who are watching and are watching the replay would like a free 30-minute with us, put connection in the subject line. I'll let Lee know that we're doing free 30 minutes for the next 24 hours. So today is it's 8:38 Eastern Standard Time PM, 8:38 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday, August the 19th. I was wrong about the date earlier. It's the 19th. So Monday, August the 19th to Tuesday, August the 20th, 2024 at 8:38 p.m. You can get a free 30-minute. If you are watching this and you email with connection in the subject line, and we'll get right back to you with a link to schedule that, and we'll talk to you together. How about that? I don't know. What's the point? I truly don't believe anymore. And I feel like that's a mistake, but I can't help it. I understand that, Rich. I completely understand that. If you feel like that's a mistake, then you know that. If you haven't watched our video, it's called, what's it called, guys? The Equalizer. That's where I make up the word the stand stiller. If you can go through and look through our videos and find the the Equalizer video, I'll go through when I'm done with here and I'll put it down in the comment line. Or if anybody can look it up, you can put it here, but I will. Oh, hi, Hugs. Friday was my happy birthday. I didn't know that. Oh gosh, I love birthdays, but the older I get, the worse they get. I don't know why. But happy birthday, and happy birthday to the counterparts, right? Let's say happy birthday to the one you're connected to because it's super important. Lee always wishes me happy birthday on his birthday, and I always wish him happy birthday on my birthday. It's kind of cool. It's really kind of cool. But hey, I can't see. You know what, Rich? I've been there. I've been at what's the point? What the hell's I've been there. But Spirit's clearly working on you. Spirit's clearly talking to you, right? Because you're saying things like I feel and I think. And you know the difference. Look up the Equalizer on our videos. I'll put it, I promise I'll put it in the oh shoot. Comments down at the bottom. Can't even think. When I see 8:16, I say happy birthday to me, and 8:19, happy birthday to her. Nice. Lee was born at 3:15, and that's the time that I used to get out of school when I was in elementary school. And 3:15's big for me, and it comes up in a lot of ways. I don't know why the numbers just hit me because you had numbers. I don't know. But listen, guys, Lee's doing root camps. I'm doing root camps, sexual abuse root camps. Sandra and I have started already the situationship class. Sandra and I have started. We've only done 1 week, so you still have time to get into this class. come on into the situationship class. Get a hold of me at 777, and you get, if you are in that class and you want to join my jealousy class, I'm getting ready to start it. So you want to join the jealousy and connection class, it's free of charge. If you join Sandra and I's class at 777, we're only on the first week. You got 5 weeks to go. We recorded so you can watch the first week. And I just thought of something. Anyway, come on in, guys. Get in on this situationship class. Let's get you worked out. Let's get this figured out. Let's get it figured out. I love you guys. I think you're great. Please, 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 please go to Sandra and I's YouTube channel, Soul Sisters Sherry and Sandra 1111. I think I could be wrong, but it's close to that. And our Facebook page, Soul Sisters Sherry and Sandra. We need 100 people to subscribe and join so we can go live from there ourselves. This is Lee and I's channel, so we're going to piggyback on that until we can get our own channel. But if you're not there, please come there. We're going to be really tearing it up this winter. We're going to be tearing it up this winter. When you all are done out playing outside and come inside, except for those of you in Australia, you guys will be out playing. But come and join our class. It's amazing. Amazing, amazing. Again, free 30 minutes with either me or Lee or both me and Lee. If for the next 24 hours, if you put connection in the subject line. I'm still doing medium readings. I'm doing medium readings and a personal card spread and pendulum reading. So you get a medium reading, a pendulum reading, and a card spread, right? My readings are now 333, and they contain all that. It lasts about 45 minutes to an hour, and I will connect with your people, with your spirits, and you'll learn things, and your mind will be blown. I love you guys. I love you. I appreciate you all for being here. I think you're amazing. I feel you're amazing. So I'm lining up my thoughts and my soul in agreement that everybody watching is amazing, blessed. All of you that are watching, be blessed. It doesn't matter if you love me or if you hate me. If you're here, if you're watching, be blessed. Always be blessed. I will rain down financial blessings on you, rain down abundance, health, love. May it all come over you. May it all come over you. Sherry, let me read this real quick. Email, I'll put it right here. Hey, Sherry, is it possible to be in a relationship and fall for someone who isn't my twin? Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Sorry. Of course. And email would be putting it in here. All right, there. So I am activating a 24-hour special on 30 minutes. They're not free anymore, but they're free to you in the next 30 minutes. Next 24 hours, not next 30 minutes, next 24 hours, right? Send the email, put connection in the subject line, and we will get back with you soon. Actually, we'll get back with you immediately because that's what I'm going to do. Until he gets up, I'm going to, first of all, fix this. I know it's not driving y'all nuts, but it's driving me nuts. But I'm going to take a shower, and I'm going to feel refreshed, and I'm going to do a meditation, and I am going to have Spirit pour blessings on everybody watching. And it doesn't matter who you are. Blessings over everybody. Abundance, love, peace, kindness, everything. Everything. May all your problems have been solved. Everything in your life is balanced. And you're enjoying yourself, and really, really, really counting the blessings that you have that day. Just be blessed. Just be grateful. Just be loved. Just be loved and be love. Be love. If we were all love, there would be no fighting, right? Right. It's getting dark in here. Gotta go. Love y'all. Bye.